Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, Love for Intuitive Astrology. My name is Michelle and I'm an intuitive astrologer. I combine my knowledge of astrology with my intuition, and this will be reflected in this video. So today I will talk about the month of October 2024 for all the signs, but I will start off with a general description. This is another quite big month. We're going to have an eclipse. We're going to have Pluto stationing direct. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. And we're going to have Jupiter retrograde this month. And also we're going to have a full moon in the sign of Aries. So let's start to talk about this upcoming new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Libra, which will happen at 10 degrees and 3 minutes. And this solar eclipse is an annular eclipse, which means the moon is passing between the earth and the sun and it's blocking the sunlight. But when it's annular, you kind of have a ring around, right? So like a ring of fire, which is pretty cool. So check out where you can see this in your, if you can see this in your location or not. And also the weather conditions are quite important when checking that out. So this solar eclipse is in the sign of Libra, which is all about harmony, balance, relationships. It's how you relate to other people one-on-one. So this will be the main subject of this solar eclipse. And during this eclipse, we're going to have a new beginning. It's a new moon. So we're starting something new. And sometimes in order to start something new, you're going to have to leave something behind. We already had an eclipse this year in the Aries and Libra axis. So something that might have occurred before at the beginning of the year around April and May will happen, or March and April and May, around these months. These subjects might happen or continue around this day of the 2nd of October. So there might be some kind of result of what you've been working on, or something in a relationship that you're working on. And with an eclipse, we have the sun very close to the south node. And the south node is in Libra and has been in Libra for a while. And this is really telling you, are you in the right relationship? Are you in the right friendships? So any kind of one-on-one relationship. So this could be with your clients. This could be, and I'm not saying romantic relationship with your clients, right? If you have a business where, for example, in sales, where you work one-on-one, you might want to improve your relationships or improve the process that you're working on with your clients. So there is a change there when it comes to your relationships. Okay, also Libra is about harmony and balance. So whatever is out of balance will be restored, right? Because Libra does not like injustice. Oh, look at that, my little kitty. I'm so proud of her. She's walking outside on her own. That took some time because she came from a flat in the middle of the city, but I think she's really enjoying outside life. We had to run after her a few times because she put herself in some dangerous situations, but it's getting better and better each and every single day. And actually she's staying more around us now instead of going into the deep forest for adventures. So I'm really happy about that. I mean, her name is Pachamama, so Mother Earth. So she's coming back to her homeland right now. So this solar eclipse, let's continue about that before I get comments like you're distracted. I am distracted sometimes. I'm sorry. Like, I love animals, and sometimes I'm hearing something and I just want to share something in that moment. I have my Mercury is in Virgo, so it's a mutable sign. It's focused, but also distracted sometimes. But I can bring myself back to focus, so no worry. Let's continue. So this solar eclipse, this new moon, is going to be in a square with Mars. And Mars is in a water sign. So Mars doesn't like to be in Cancer, right? Not so much, because Mars wants to take action. It's a masculine planet. And when we look at Cancer, right? It wants to flow, go with the flow. So the highest form of working with this square is to go with the flow while taking action, okay? Match both of these energies, because the water wants to calm down the fire. It doesn't want to support it. It's like, okay, calm down, go with the flow, see what happens. And Mars is enthusiastic and it wants to move and wants to take action right now. So there will be a bit of a frustration. Like, I want to take action, but at the same time, do I have the energy to go for that? Do I have the energy to do all of that? Because we have a lot of air energy and water energy, and not so much fire and earth. And earth is grounding things like projects, and fire is taking action on what it is that you want to do, or have the optimism to get stuff done. Okay, so there might be a little pessimism this month, a little bit more than usual, but at the same time, it's time to be a little bit up in the air and create from the mind, because this is the strength of air. It loves beauty, artistic expression. Look at air, and because it is ruled by Venus. Libra is ruled by Venus, and then we have water, right? Cancer, and we have Venus in Scorpio. So this is all about creating from your heart, creating from your own authentic expression, which you've been practicing with when Chiron, because Chiron is in Aries. So you're developing your own authentic self by feeling the pains of not being there. Sometimes we have to feel a pain that we are lacking to understand that this is something we have to work towards. So this is what I want to develop. Let's work on that. Okay. And when you are more in your authentic version, right? When you're in your authentic self, you can attract a healthy relationship. And this is what this solar eclipse will be about, because the South Node will cut off relationships that are not good for you anymore, that do not serve you any longer. But it could be that you separated long time ago, and after many years, you are on the same level again, and love can happen once again. This South Node will bring you back together, and will say, like, or this eclipse could bring you back together with someone from the past, and you're going to try again, and this time it might be successful or not. That's really up to you, right? So yeah, we have beautiful aspect with Venus and Mars, so there will be some artistic a passion for artistic expression. So we're gonna discuss where Libra is in your chart, so you know a little bit better what your focus will be on. And it's also with Saturn, so there will be kind of a serious vibe, like I need to finish it. So this will be a little bit the frustration, right? You want to get stuff done, but do you have the energy? So take it easy, go with the flow. This is how you can get the most done in this month. Okay. Let's go now to, Mercury will also be in a square with Mars. I want to talk about Pluto, because on the 12th of October, Pluto is stationing direct. This means that soon, in November, soon, Pluto will be back in the sign of Aquarius and will stay there. So it's really rounding up, closing down so many things around Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn is old systems, conservative systems, and we're kind of starting to think, like, are these old systems still working for us? The money system, authority figures, the government, like, there will be a lot of questions around that. Same, Capricorn is the father. So it could be your father, that you're rounding up karma with your father. And authority in your own life. Do you have authority over yourself? Or is there something that maybe you let other people guide or lead you towards where you need to go? So questions around these subjects might rise. And you have to check where your Pluto is for you, so you can see where the main subject is around this planet. Then Jupiter retrograde on the 8th of October. I'm going back and forward, I'm sorry. But Jupiter retrograde, we're going to have stations retrograde on the 8th of October in the sign of Gemini. So we have more air. So a lot of thoughts. We're a lot of up in the air, okay? So there might be some restless energy because Jupiter in Gemini is a bit restless already. But now it's going inward. So first of all these thoughts, you might be able to speak about it. But when it's retrograde, you're going to think about it a little longer. So you're going to be like processing, thinking. So make sure to write down your ideas. Write them down so you can come back to them later, because they might come in a high speed and you're not able to cope with them because you might have your usual routines and you don't have time to answer all these questions and thoughts. And maybe you're going to look up many things on search engines, like the history of that and the ideas of that. It's going to be a little bit of a restless energy. But, you know, with Gemini, it's important to have fun with it, okay? Have fun with it. And yeah, open yourself up to the different answers to your question, because there's not one way to Rome, right? There are many ways. So open yourself up and don't fixate on one thing. Now is the time to let yourself be guided on the different aspects of life, different flavors. So you can combine your knowledge and really make up your own mind, which I call discernment, which is important, okay? Always listen to yourself, because you know best what is best for you. And other people might often project things to you because they had a bad day. And you know what? We all have this. We all have these bad days and we're grumpy, we're not ourselves. And yeah, and then we do or say things that we regret later. Okay, full moon in a sign of Aries. So we're still in the axis of Libra and Aries. So once again, you versus relationships, romantic relationships. You might go over past relationships as well, looking into how have I done things in the past? Do I want to change certain things that I've done before? Like maybe you want to attract a different partner. So what do you need to do in order to attract the person that that's more suiting for you, right? Like however weird you are, I never thought I would meet someone that's also kind of weird like me. But it's possible. Yes, sweetie, it's possible, really. But yeah, it's possible. So, you know what? Like, just be your weird self as long as you come from the heart, right? And no matter what your interests are, someone is able to love you just the way you are. So it's about now finding your true self, Chiron in Aries. And Chiron has a beautiful sextile with Jupiter. So it's about self-expression and learning how to accept yourself in so many ways, right? And also when you are in a relationship, you're gonna have to talk things through. This could be a romantic, business partners, like I said, one-on-one relationships. It's about restoring harmony. So everything that has injustice, imbalance, things that are not equal, like, right, with the scales, like one is too much, one is going up. It only works if you put the same amount in, okay? That works with everything. So give and take is really, really important. This full moon is also in a square with Pluto. It's not a very close one, but it's at 5 degrees. So it's close enough to have an impact. So yeah, I was talking about Pluto. What else can I tell you? There's so many aspects. Venus is in a trine with Neptune, in a sextile with Pluto. So we're going to have a lot of power to express, to be creative, okay? And during this full moon, Venus is in the last degree of Scorpio, and Scorpio likes to dive deep. It's about really using your expression through intensity. So intense emotions, whatever you're feeling, this is how you can create from. So definitely share your expressions in healthy ways, and that's really going to help you. So I'm going to start now with all the signs, because otherwise I'm going to talk way too long. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's help me get the chart up for Aries. So Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this solar eclipse and full moon in your 1st and 7th house. So there's a lot of emphasis on you and relationships, okay? So any relationship that is going around this time or have gone beginning of this year, it meant that it was not for you. That it was maybe something that needed to happen in order for you to create space for something better, okay? And I know sometimes it doesn't feel that way. We cannot control the outcome of any type of situation, okay? Sometimes things happen and we don't understand it in the moment, but later you will understand it better, why things had to happen. And now, and at the same time, I don't want to start with this really depressed message. At the same time, some of you are meeting someone, okay, this month. Could be a huge relationship because it's destined with the eclipse. This could be someone from a past life, because the South Node doesn't just cut off, it also brings back people from the past, someone from a past life. And the South Node really likes someone that is spiritually evolved. So if someone is coming in your life, okay, make sure to check their intentions, because we do have a very strong Mars energy that is involved with this new moon and with this full moon, okay, it's a square with Mars. But check out their intentions. But mainly you could be attracting someone that you have a spiritual connection with. The same with business partners. You might be cutting off with a business partner or reuniting with a business partner from the past. If you're not interested in a relationship, okay, some people are just not interested, good for you, right? And you want to empower yourself, you want to dive into your wounds and heal yourself, so later you can attract more healthy relationships, can be friendships, can be anything. Then this is also the time you're able to break old patterns, and it's a really good time to forgive people from the past, especially romantic relationships. If you can forgive them, forgive yourself, if could be something you've done in a past life, right? It's kind of this honopono. Then you can move on and go to the next stage and phase in your life, okay? Pluto is finishing up your 10th house, and this is about your work. So you are really starting to empower yourself when it comes to work. You might have had a lot of ups and downs, right? Like ups and downs with work, and now it's time for you to understand the power you have. And I don't say misleading power, because power is often abused and misused, but internal power to work in integrity is here the key, because Pluto likes true extremes, that you figure out the beautiful midway where you are strong enough to go after what it is that you want. So you are rounding up problems with authority figures, and you're learning how to be good authority yourself if you want to be authority, okay? Let me get you a card. Let's get you a card. Yeah, Aries is going through massive spiritual awakening. Like, especially if you're in early degree, you have Saturn in the 12th house, and Neptune is coming closer to your rising, your moon, or the sun. Use Neptune for the good, because this could also mean addictions if you don't use it right. So use it for creativity and also spiritual growth. So if you're zoning out sometimes, you know why. This is really Neptune. Like, I've seen people with Neptune on the ascendant or on the sun or the moon, and they're so creative. But don't get lost in substances, because that's really important. Look at this, Aries. What did we talk about? We talked about transformation. How beautiful. It's time for transformation. And we have the number 13. So there's a desire to ground yourself, to really have a place to call home, right? And that starts in your body. First house, identity. You're finding your own identity. So you don't have to give yourself away in a relationship to please others. No, you're like, you know, I'm enough. I'm enough, okay? If you didn't give enough, right? The balance, look at the balance. Is it the right balance that you're using? Give and take. The light. Follow the light. Follow what feels right. And then you're always, and sometimes, okay, and this is deep. Sometimes the light, the right path is the most difficult path, but it's the most rewarding one, okay? This is sometimes a test. And you have to go through really tough times in order to go to good times, okay? And people want things to be handed sometimes, and I'm not saying that's you, could be, you know, but sometimes it's important to go through that struggle, so we appreciate everything 10 times more, okay? So that's my message for you, my amazing Aries. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below how this resonates with you, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much. Let's move on to Taurus. So Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We have this eclipse, and we also have this full moon in Aries in your sixth house and 12th house. So this is all about routines. This is about your health. So it's really important for you to keep a check on your health, your diet, okay? Have you had the right diet? Have you rested, right? The 6th house is about work. It's about routines. And the 12th house is like, are you taking time for yourself? Are you connecting with yourself? Because the 12th house needs to channel with themselves. And from that channeling, you can create to others, right? To the collective. So now is a wonderful time to see if your routines are working for you. And if you maybe need to twist something, you need to change something. You have Jupiter in the 2nd house. And it's in a beautiful sextile with Chiron. During this full moon. So it's time for you to heal any type of wounds when it comes to money and earning money, and knowing that also you, like everyone else, deserves earning more, or that you feel satisfied with the earnings that you have, because it's all about what makes you happy, right? Some are happy with this amount and others are happy with that amount. But the more fulfilled you feel, the more money is coming. When you don't want it anymore, it's coming. That's the really, really strange thing about this universe. When you kind of are fulfilled, you attract it because you become it. And then it's not really a priority anymore. Okay? So, let's get you a card. Whoop. Destiny. So you're working towards your destiny, and I have to look at Pluto right now, because for a lot of you, Pluto is in the 9th house. This has been investigating what is the universe about, maybe reading into different conspiracy theories, or reading about maybe learning languages, traveling, and not only seeing the good, but also seeing the bad about situations. And because Pluto likes extremes, okay? Doesn't like to go superficial. It likes to know everything. You know, I'm traveling, but I want to see all the parts, the ugly, the good, the best, you know, all of that. But there's a destiny here, because Pluto is coming very close to the midheaven, especially if you're an early Taurus rising. You're gonna have Pluto very close to the midheaven, so that will change your job. That will change a lot of things. And same if you have it, if you have a Sun in Taurus, you will get a square with Pluto, okay, early degree, and or a Moon square Pluto. This will really change internally the way you feel, Moon, or the way you identify with yourself. And this also has to do with any kind of karma with males, Sun, or females, Moon. So you have space for your destiny. So sometimes you need to clean up some things, okay? Base chakra. Finding this base, like, where do I belong? And often we think that's a place, but very often it's actually just a place within yourself, within your own body. Where do you feel at home? if you feel at home within yourself, you're going to find your ideal place, which will be reflected on the outside, right? So that's my message for you, my amazing Taurus. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below how this resonates with you, and I hope to see you next time. Let's move on to Gemini. So Gemini, Sun and Rising. For you, we have a lot of air, okay? Your air, Jupiter is in your sign. And we have a beautiful trine with... Oh, I need to sneeze, sorry. I'm not crying. It's an emotional time. No. 5th house, Libra, we have for you. So the eclipse is going to be in your 5th house of romance. So some of you will hear from someone from the past. You're closing down cycles from the past. You have a massive opportunity to break down toxic cycles that you've been through with karmic partners. Okay, you can let that go once and for all. Then we have this full moon in your 11th house, and this is more about your community, your friendships, and you kind of have been struggling, like, where's my community? Who are my real friends? Can I rely on them, or am I just taking care of them? Because Chiron is the wounded healer, right? Like, I feel a wound, so I want to make sure that no one else is feeling that. That's why it's a healer. So maybe you're healing your friends or being there for them a little too much, expecting more. And maybe it's time to expect a little bit less, because not everyone is going to bring you what it is that you need or what it is that you want. So by healing yourself, that you are part of any type of community, once you feel part of the connection with the universe, you can be connected to many people around you. Okay, so this is the wound that you're healing when it comes to friendships, and there will be a little bit of a highlight there, right? And also Mars is in the 2nd house, and it's squaring this full moon and this new moon, so there could be some money stuff coming up when it comes to romantic partners or friends. But 5th house is also about children. So if you're pregnant, take it very easy during this month, okay? Don't overdo your exercises. Rest well. It's about balancing things out. Some of you are going to expect sudden, could be an unexpected pregnancy or, you know, unexpected news about that. So be careful, my lovely Geminis. So yeah, it's you're going to be a little bit in your head, okay? The energy is gonna be a bit restless. I want this, I want that, I want that, and you don't know how to balance it out. So make sure to express, create, write all your thoughts down so you feel a bit calmer, okay? Do that before you're going to bed. It's not a good time to be on your phone before sleeping, because it's a real restless energy. So Pluto is going to close up the cycle in your 8th house. So you're ready to let go all the cycles you've been breaking, all the struggles you've been through. Some of you have been through divorce. Some of you have had therapy, working on yourself. And you're slowly going from cycles, breaking cycles, also issues with money. You're closing that up, okay? So make sure everything is correct, your insurance, your papers, so you can move to the 9th house in Aquarius. And I love Pluto in the 9th house. It likes to dig into all kinds of subjects. So that will be a very interesting time for you. And for the early rising sun and moon degree Geminis, you have Uranus coming quite close, especially if you're 0 and 3 degrees. You're going to feel Uranus already a little bit. This is, again, a bit of a restless energy, okay? Very creative, brilliant ideas, but at the same time, you're going to be like, ooh, where do I start? I have too many ideas. How do I process all of that? Patience and planning. That's how you process. You have to be patient sometimes, because we might need a bit of earth energy to ground things a little bit more. But for creativity, this is definitely your month. This is your month. Create, gather wisdom, gather your wisdom, and maybe some of you are going on a little trip or a day trip, or you're starting to read books that are really going to help you, that's going to inspire you as well. Movement, choices, and decisions. Okay, there are some choices you have to make, but choose the one that is going to be best for you, for your highest good. That's really important. And also, if you are in a relationship, now it's time to maybe do something nice together. Go on a nice date, treat each other well, and enjoy. Okay, so that's my message for you, my lovely Gemini. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below how this resonates with you, and I hope to see you next time. So let's move on to Cancer. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So we have this Libra energy. Ooh, we're gonna get like some bit of wind. It's an air, right? Air sign. So it will be in the 4th house. This has to do with your home situation. Some of you might be moving, moving out, moving in with someone, moving out with someone. Okay, so there could be a big change happening when it comes to moving. Okay, and Venus is in your 5th house, so you are feeling very creative this month. A lot of creativity. Later we're gonna have Scorpio season after the 23rd, which will be in the 5th house. This is also creating, so you're gonna have this creative urge. Libra in the 4th house likes harmony, so maybe you want to redecorate your place or create something artistic for your home. If you are in a business that you sell homes or you buy homes, there might be some news coming. We do have the South Node. It cuts off everything that is no longer serving you. So if you're moving, it's most likely because there's something better waiting for you. And it could be that you're moving for a job, okay? Because the North Node is in the 10th house. So some of you are literally moving for a job. And with Chiron in the 10th house, you might feel sometimes that, yeah, am I good enough for this job? Can I do that? Or you're feeling like maybe the authority figures in your work are not really appreciating you. Same with this full moon in Aries, which is going to highlight your work situation. You do have Mars in your sign, so you're gonna have a bit more energy, but because you're a water sign, you're kind of like, you don't like this, you don't know where to direct this energy, right? Because it's like water, and water flows, and Mars likes to take action. So yeah, swimming is good around this time, because you need to direct the Mars energy somewhere. Okay, go use this energy for passion. Okay, so now we have Neptune at 28 degrees, and it's coming very close to the midheaven. So if you're an early degree Cancer, you're gonna feel more you're gonna feel your creative expression grow towards work. If you work in intuitive business, that's really good. If you're more in an exact business, don't blame yourself that you're feeling a bit foggy sometimes, okay? Especially Cancer risings. We have a positive movement forward. So whatever move you're gonna make when it comes to a job or when it comes to your thoughts or your ideas, it's a positive movement forward. So even there could be some conflict or, you know, conflict and defeat, it could literally be that it's just a temporary obstacle before you get to where you want to be. Okay, sometimes you have to go through that to test your patience. Okay, how patient are you? So I'm gonna turn off this phone call. Goodbye. Some kind of commercial phone call that we don't want. So that's my message for you, my amazing Cancer. I hope you like this video, and I really appreciate you, and I wish you all the best, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much. Let's move on to Leo. So Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this air energy, this Libra energy in your 3rd house. So some of you Leos are definitely going to go on a trip this month. You're planning a trip, Some of you are going to study. This is also about studying. And it could be even that you want to switch study. Okay, you studied this before and now you're thinking about studying something else that is closer to what it is that you want. Or even because the North Node and Chiron are in the 9th house, you could feel that you want to take a gap year. I'm gonna take a gap year. I'm gonna leave behind the study for a little while and I'm gonna pick it up later. Okay, no matter what it is that you're feeling, it's valid, and listen to that intuition. Okay, because you never know where you're gonna end up. Example with my own story is that I moved abroad for a customer support job. I studied for a long time. I could have taken a really serious job. I wanted to go to an island and swim and have a nice time. And it turned out that I got a job in SEO later on. Then I started a digital marketing company. Then I had an astrology reading, and this is where we are at today. So you don't know where it's going to take you, and people might judge you for your decisions, but you have to follow your guidance. This is just the best you can do. If you feel this push against you, it's a no. So go after what it is that you want, no matter how crazy, because that's your calling, so to speak. And you have Jupiter in the 11th house. What a beautiful placement to do some networking, to get out there. There's a lot of air energy, so it's really time to make your home harmonious. So when you're feeling good at home, you can be feeling good on the outside, and you could meet people that are gonna help you with different networking events. And this could be people from the past, because we have Jupiter retrograde. And you know, I hear people say, oh, I have Jupiter retrograde, so I can't have luck now in my life. It's not like that. It's just more inward energy. Okay, so things need more time, whereas Jupiter direct will be like, bum, let's go, let's do it. And retrograde will need a bit more time, okay, before I make a decision. It's with all the retrogrades, it's a bit slower process and maybe even more detailed. So it doesn't have to be something negative, okay? It's just a different process. Yeah, so traveling, studying. Some of you want to buy a vehicle. Make sure you get everything correct, okay? You get all the details right. If you're flying, read everything up front, okay? So to avoid any delays or any misunderstandings. We have this full moon and this solar eclipse in a square with Mars in the 12th house. So some old frustrations might be coming back to you, okay? But it says practice makes perfect. Sometimes we get frustrated, like, why doesn't it work? Why is it not working? Maybe you need a bit more practice and a bit of a break there. Look at that. To come back to yourself and then try again. Because if you're kind of push, that's not going to work. Especially with Mars in a water sign in the 12th house. You need to go with the flow. And you're a fire sign. You don't like, you want to take action. You want to go like, I want to do it now. Let's do it now, right? This is fire. I want to do it in the moment. But you have to sometimes wait for the right time and relax a little, okay? Cannot do too much at once. You're also rounding up Pluto, because Pluto is gonna station retrograde. Direct. What am I saying? Jupiter is retrograde, Pluto is direct. In the 6th house. So it's time now, the final check before Pluto is moving on to your 7th house in Aquarius, to see how you're doing with your health. Your routines. Are you eating healthy? Are you working out? This is so important right now. So double check your diet and your health. Listen to your body. Super, super important. If you need rest. Don't do too much. Because some of you, when you're in your enthusiastic cycle, it's just really hard to stop you and you want to keep going. But just like a motor in a car, or like the gasoline is gonna finish and you need to stop, refill, and then you can drive again. triumph and mental conflict. So when you're feeling this mental conflict, I need to do it now, I need to get it finished, I need to get it done, sometimes you need to rest. Take a step back, rethink, and go back again. And then you are ready to take off. But you have to go with the flow. Really important. We have so much air, we have so much water. This is not the time to, you know, to like ground things and let's plan it ahead. This is about, you know, let your thoughts flow where it needs to go. Oh, that's rhymes. That's cool. Let your thoughts go where it needs to flow. And also, yeah, be creative. Let your emotions inspire you on how you express yourself. So that's my message for you, my amazing Leos. If you like this video, oh, I need to go back before I forget. And people say, third house is also about siblings and neighbors. So sorry, I'm gonna go back. Siblings and neighbors. Okay, I need to be taking this more serious. Siblings and neighbors, because I know the comments when I forget something, you know, I'm getting a comment, you forgot this, it's not just about that. So I don't want to miss it. So it's also about siblings. So there might be some past life situations with siblings, with your neighbors that might be reoccurring for you to solve once and for all in a good way, in a harmonious way, in a Libra way. Okay, so this is really important. That's my message for you, my amazing Leos. I know you're gonna thrive. I feel a lot of you are on the right path, so keep going, and I hope to see you next time. Let's move on to Virgo. Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay, so Libra for you is in your second house. So, cloudy. For some of you, a bit in a cloudy time. I hope not. So, not cloudy when it comes to your career. That's what I'm telling you, because you have Jupiter in the 10th house. And this is the best time for your career. You do have Jupiter stationing retrograde. So you might have to internalize your things before you release it again. When it comes to your work, maybe you need to revise some stuff. But overall, great time for your career. Okay, so now is the time to shine and go for it. Go for your ideas. They come for a reason. It's time to go after your destiny when it comes to work. Second house, Libra, a lot of air energy. And this is all about your finances. So the South Node has been draining your money a little bit. And now you're going to revise how you make money. Okay, you're going to find new ways on how to make money. And maybe you need some kind of saving plan, or you could be requesting some money from the government, or, you know, pay attention to your how you manage your money. Okay, and I know Virgo is a very organized sign, but now it's time to really check, like, where do I spend my money? How investments, if you make them, make smart ones, because Chiron is a little bit it's the wounded healer, so it might be hurting. Okay, and the North Node is like kind of pushing you towards a certain investment, so it's good to inform yourself really well before you do all these things. I cannot super recommend it right now. I would wait until Chiron is passing the 8th house, especially for Virgo risings. Okay, Virgo Sun, it's a bit of a different deal, depends on your rising sign. Okay, we have Venus in the 3rd house, so some of you are gonna make a day trip, you're gonna make a travel this month, or you just really enjoy reading books, reading information, and maybe you want to dive a bit deeper into certain subjects, and that's gonna help you take things to the next level. Okay, so number 1, finances, really important. Also, don't share information about your finances with your friends or your community, because they might be trying to involve themselves with you. There is a square with Mars in the 11th house, and they could have opinions that right now you don't need. I'm getting fertility. So Pluto has been in the 5th house for a long time. This could have created fertility issues for some of you. This could have created unexpected pregnancy. This could have created not desiring kids, yes, desiring kids. But Pluto is finishing up in the 5th house, okay? So any trouble in dating, children, hobbies, these obstacles are going to be removed soon. Okay, and Pluto will be in the 6th house. So this is about diving into your health. And I know that a lot of you Virgos are very healthy because you're a healthy sign. But if you have been off track a little, this will become a huge subject. Okay, so it's about learning. Pluto in the 5th house, it was about learning to respect yourself in romance. Okay, so you might have had some triangle situation, which I see with Pluto in the 5th house, or some issues with kids as well, like some trouble there. But the midway is the best way. And also when it comes to self-expression, that you find a beautiful alignment with your inner power and what you are creating. Not overestimating yourself or underestimating yourself. Most Virgos underestimate themselves. Like, we are not, and I'm saying we because I'm a Virgo, we are not really, I don't know, we prefer to put ourselves down so other people can shine. And I'm really also working on that, you know, sometimes it's okay to be a bit more forwarding and to bring your talents forward. Okay? Foundation and achievements. So it's time to celebrate your achievements, okay? Because you've been achieving a lot, especially in your career. And your career can take off when your grounding is good, when you're settled in your own body. Although this month there's a lot of water and air, so you might be slipping a little bit up in the air. But take the information from up in the air and ground it. This is your power. That's why a lot of Virgos are intuitive. People think it's not an intuitive sign, but it is. Okay, suffering in silence. I feel like some of you just have so much to do that there is a little bit of obstacles and you don't know how to get everything done that you want to do. But I'm hearing one step at a time, okay? One step at a time. Rest and rejuvenate when you have to. You don't have to finish everything right away because, you know, you're feeling this pressure to get stuff done. And I know that you Virgo, you like to do things according to a plan, or, you know, because I get so much like Virgos are clean freaks. Yes, some, but some can be extremely chaotic, but it's organized chaotic. Like, it's like you're throwing things somewhere and you know what kind of chaos is organized. Other people don't get the chaos that Virgo is making. It's like, this is organized and nobody should move that because I remember where I put it. And this is the same with your mind. Everything is organized. For other people, it seems completely disorganized, but it's organized for you. I know Virgos get this. Anyways, this is my message for you. I hope you like this video. Subscribe to it if you want to see more. And I hope to see you next time. Let's move on to Libra. So Libra, we have the spotlight on you for sure this time, okay? Because we have this eclipse in your sign, okay? So I'm going to tell the degrees. I know some of you didn't watch the intro, so I'm going to repeat it for you. 10 degrees and 3 minutes, we have this solar eclipse. So check if you have any planets at 10 degrees. Then we have a full moon in Aries, but still impacts you a lot. And this will be at... Why don't I remember this? Did I write that down? Yeah, 24 degrees. So check if you have any planets at 24 degrees in Libra, okay? This is about your identity, how you relate to others. But it's more from a point of identity. Because people get confused. I have Libra ascendant, so everything is turned around. So Aries is in the 7th house. And then the North Node is in the 7th house and the South Node is in Libra. And this is so weird. Like, what do I do? So we first analyze the 1st house. 1st house is your identity. Libras, how you relate with others. So how do I relate with others? And you have to start with yourself. Am I giving too much? Am I giving too little? Because the skills need to be equal to get the right relationship. And a lot of emphasis are on relationships right now. But with Chiron, you have to look into those deep wounds. Okay, if you're already in a relationship, if you're single, it doesn't matter. Now it's time to break patterns that are going to allow you to be with someone that is equal to you. You don't need to give all of it away or give nothing at all. It's about this fine line where you are still you, right? You can still be you, but also not need to do more to attract. Okay, just to be yourself is really, really important. Venus is in the second house this month, so there could be some extra income for some of you, maybe a bonus or an extra client. So this could be very positive for your bank account, basically. Mars is in the 10th house, so make sure that you're not too distracted with relationships or your partner or patterns in relationships that you forget about work, because there might be some conflict with work if you're too distracted from working, because Mars is in the 10th house, claiming a bit of energy there as well. And there might be some conflict because maybe you're up in the air because you're an air sign. Everything is up in the air and you just forget to reply. And I know some of you Libras do that sometimes. You forget to reply because you're in your own majestic Venus artistic world and you just not grounded sometimes, and then you forget to reply. And not all people like that. So anyways, check your phone sometimes, once in a while, but also check your work emails if you work. Okay, Jupiter is in the 9th house, so some of you are traveling a lot, taking trips, and these trips can be very healing for you. They can heal the way you see yourself and the way you see yourself in relationships, okay? Because Chiron is in a sextile with Jupiter by the end of the month, and this can bring a massive healing. Also, this is a beautiful time to be a teacher, to become a teacher, to learn how to become a teacher. If you're into spirituality, you might be learning about, for example, astrology, because Gemini is very mental. So it's more about understanding spirituality from books, understanding it through astrology, numerology. So there might be some interest there. And also you have Uranus in the 8th house. So there is definitely a curiosity for things that are outside of the box that are going to help you understand how the universe works. Okay. Let me get you a card. And also, before I forget, happy birthday to my sunshine, sun sign, Libras. I'm getting spiritual union. Okay, so a lot of you are craving a relationship, and the only way to get there is to be in a healthy relationship with yourself first. Spiritual strength. Okay, so maybe it takes a few partners with the North Node in the 7th house to learn how to relate to yourself and what it is that you actually want. This is for the single Libras, okay? Do not count yourself away to please others. Really, really important. Temptation. So there might be some temptations on the way that are distracting you from what it is that you really want. So make sure that you know and that you stay with yourself, that you do things that make you feel good. Oh, whew, that was a huge one. Did you saw that? Okay, don't get stung by a bee. No, don't get stung by the wrong person, okay? This is a message from the universe. Anyways, that's my message for you. Happy birthday, my lovely sun sign Libras. Do your manifestation on your birthday because the sun is on your sun and you can manifest beautiful things for the upcoming year, because the day of your birthday is very significant, okay? So like this, you can manifest the things that you desire Will they come true? Maybe not right away, but does it harm to put the wishes in the universe? No, it doesn't, because it's stronger on that day. So thank you so much for watching. Let's move on now to Scorpio. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So for you, a lot of spiritual growth, especially when it comes to relationships, but more so subconscious patterns that have been stuck in the body, the pain you have had through past lovers that maybe you stored in the body and you didn't let go. So you might be feeling a bit strange. I don't know what's going on with me. Something is off. And it's time to let go of old patterns, and you can get there through meditation. You can get there through hypnosis or shamanic sessions, or just being by yourself. You will get sudden visions or sudden feelings that you need to bring under the loop, which could be uncomfortable, but it's going to prepare you for your season. So it's a cycle that's rounding, because everything happens in cycles. Now it's time to close a certain cycle, so you're ready to go into a new cycle. The nice thing is that Venus is in the first house, so when you're resting and taking your time, because this is not a time for extreme action, this is time for relaxation, creating behind the scenes, ideas behind the scenes, and Venus is gonna make you glow, right? Because you rested, you're eating well, which is now very important, especially during this full moon in Aries. It's time to focus on your health, your diet, because Chiron is pointing out the weak parts of your body. And I believe, and I know that a lot of the subconscious patterns, all the patterns that we're stuck in our body, can create diseases, okay? Things we have stored and we haven't released from this life, and sometimes even from past lives, and we cannot explain it, okay? And there are hypnosis to get into past lives, and that will explain to you so much more, okay? So definitely, I've done it myself when I feel weird, like literally yesterday I tried to film this video and I felt off. I didn't feel myself. The dogs were barking, then the pig was barking, and then the birds were screaming. Literally everything was making me stop filming. And I sit down and I was like, what is going on? I felt heavy and strange. And then I felt I need to break cords with people. And I'm a Scorpio rising, so I'm already feeling this energy as well. It's about breaking these cords with people that you've set. This could be ex-partners, bed partners, friends, family, and some cords are good and some cords are maybe not so good, right? And especially if you're on YouTube or you have a very open job, like people can see you, there could be a lot of cords. So cut your cords, and you can do meditations for that. I always get the cords from my belly and I cut them. Or if you have, if your third eye is quite open, you can visualize them, take them out like hooks or cords and cut them. And that's gonna help you. Let me get some water. That's going to help you create more space for your season to come. Okay, so I do want to say happy birthday to my early birthday Scorpios that have their birthday end of October. I hope you have an amazing time. It's a beautiful time to manifest and because the sun is transiting your sun. So you're the sunshine on that day, and this is when you can spread your wishes into the world. Your birthday is an important day, right? It's good to have a good time. So you set the intention and the energy for the whole year, okay? This full moon will be in the sign of Aries. So like I said, health, diet, work. Do you have a good routine for work, or are you working too little, too much? Sometimes you could struggle with routines with Chiron there in the 6th house, okay? You could be waking up and not feeling like working, or it's hard. So It's trying to figure out what is stopping you from having the right routines. This could be your food. Maybe you have iron deficiency or something that is stopping you from moving forward. And really good for iron deficiency, by the way, for people that are watching, because a lot of people have it, is moringa. Really good for energy and to feel good, okay? And yeah, taking a lot of antioxidants is good if you want to maintain a good skin, right? And especially for the people that do not plastic surgery, do not do that. Antioxidant diet, okay, is really helping you maintain a beautiful skin. And spiritual practice, because your cells will vibrate on a higher level and will create less wrinkles. So it's really interesting. But I know some of you know that already, because you Scorpios are very informed. But still, I want to bring it out there. Pluto is in your third house, rounding up the third house, going to the fourth house. Okay, this will bring up a lot of changes in the family situation. But for now, maybe you want to finish a study or finish a project that you've been doing, or a research, some kind of report that you're making. Now it's time to finish it. Shadow. Hey, sweetie. Hey. I love you. Come here. Oh, look at those Scorpios. You want to say hi? Yeah. But your mama is finally free now. Like her name, she can be in Mother Earth, where she belongs, right, little girl? But she still likes to hug and give kisses. Oh, yes. Okay. Spiritual union, right? Some of you have met someone or about to meet someone, okay, that brings in a spiritual union. And like I said, if you're single, you're going into these subconscious patterns. And when you break those, you make space for a partner to come into your life. So sometimes we are not very aware what it is, can be very hidden, can be very unclear, but through meditation or maybe a reading with someone or time alone, you might suddenly figure it out, okay? So analyzing and really feeling in your body where the blocks are. So that's my message for you, my amazing Scorpios. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. And I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much. Let's move on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So for you, we have Libra, the eclipse, and the full moon in Aries, which also highlights the axis of Aries and Libra. So Libra is in your 11th house. And for you, there are a lot of changes when it comes to friendships. Some friendships may go. Some friendships from the past may be coming back, and you might restore them. So, but you're gonna have to feel if these people that are coming back are good for you or not. Because you, Sagittarius, you like harmonious friendships, especially Sagittarius rising, okay? You like people around you that bring harmony in your life. So you will see some people will be going, and these are destined to go, okay? And there is a square with Mars. It's in the 8th house, so there might be some anger, hidden anger that need to come out, or some anger towards yourself or others, and it will reveal to you that maybe some friendships are not what they seem. And in other ways, some people might come back, or you might apologize to a friend. You will feel what you need to do to get things right and to get the justice restored. So we have Saturn in the 4th house, okay? So this is a little bit tough when it comes to the family situation. There's a lot of karma that you can resolve regarding your family. It might be that you need to take care of them, or actually it could be that you're seeing them less, because Saturn either restricts or makes things hard. It's one of the two, okay? Jupiter in the 7th house could be bringing a huge love into your life, okay? It might be that it's someone that comes in as a friend from the past and could be more than just a friend. So, yeah, let the universe surprise you with that. We do have Jupiter retrograde, okay? So this is more past energy, someone from the past. And if you're already in a relationship, you're just gonna dig deeper in yourself, what it is that you need from a partner, and you can discuss this together and have fun with these energies. So I'm getting hope. It's time for hope. Some of you have had times where you lost hope a little bit, but it's time for new hope, new beginnings. Go out there, have some fun, because 11th house is also about having fun, okay? Enjoying yourself. Maybe you want to bring your new partner to your friends and, you know, introduce them. Foundation and achievements. So the more you heal your foundation, the 4th house, Saturn in the 4th house, the more you can be comfortable presenting yourself among friends and among people. And, you know, you're going to be feeling more sure of yourself, because if people are going to judge you for who you are, I mean, and it doesn't mean you don't have to change, because if you're doing bad things, okay, then maybe, yeah. Because I've had friends who said, I am who I am, and this is not going to change anything, right? But if you're in alignment with your heart, okay, if you're in alignment with your heart, that's most important, because only from the heart you will vibrate from a frequency of love, and then you will know when you're wrong or when you're right, or when others are wrong or right, because your intuition will be spot on. And I know you've been growing a lot. You've been working a lot on yourself. Like, a lot of you have been, you know, working on yourself, and that might change the people around you. That might affect your community, because when you're growing and people are still struggling with things that you've already been through, you're not in the same vibration. And it's not about cutting people off. It's about who you spend your time with is very important for your own vibration as well. If you're very serious about growing, you want to surround yourself with people that are in the same vibration. So partnership and alliances and third eye chakra. Like, I feel a lot of you have been growing a lot. Some of you have met someone or getting married and stuff like that. But, you know, you have to see who's right for you, who is happy for you, and who's truly your friend, okay? So sometimes you think that people who say the truth are not your friends, but actually the people who are sugarcoating everything is usually the people that are not your real friends, okay? Okay. Faith. Have faith. I feel it will be quite an optimistic month, and now it's time to just surround yourself with the people that serve you for your serve your soul for the highest good. They're not your servants, right? But you know what I mean. Anyways, I'm rambling, so I'm going to close down your message. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Let's move on to Capricorn. So Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have Libra season, eclipse, full moon in Aries. So Libra is going to be in your 10th house, and Aries is going to be in the 4th house. So the axis of the home and work is going to be highlighted. So let me get a sip of water first. Okay, yeah, ready to continue. So it's highlighting work. So with the South Node in the 10th house, some of you have had to let go of a certain job and start something new. Some of you wanted to work from home, or you have to work from home, and this could be a little bit of a change, okay? Because Chiron in the 4th house is kind of making it, there could be some things going on at home that are distracting you, or you find it difficult, if that's you. Could be that you're working hybrid, few days at home, and you might be more easily distracted, okay? Because there's so many things to do. There could be kids running around. So the home situation and the family situation even could be a little bit difficult and might bring up some old pains or old patterns. But by healing those patterns, you are helping to restore the imbalance in the job, okay? Because they're heavily connected. And an example is when your family always put you down, fourth house. Very often you get people that are either feeling undervalued or overvalued, overvaluing themselves. So they're going to overwork, underwork, which is the 10th house. So how you feel in your family, no matter what they think about you, but what you feel in your root is going to define how you work on the outside, okay? So this is so important. So you are going to work on feeling good on the inside during this full moon in Aries. It's about who am I, what makes me feel grounded, what makes me feel at home. And when you feel good at home, you're gonna feel good at work, okay? And if you don't work anymore, it's about how you feel amongst other people when you're out, when you are in the public. This is about how you are relating to other people, because Libra relates, okay? Could be that you were working with a partner, a business partner or a romantic partner in the past, and now maybe you're separating ways and you're gonna work for yourself. Capricorn, so you're rounding up Pluto in your sign, okay? So this is major. This is major because you've had Pluto for so long in your sign and you've had to go through so many transformations, and only the people with a late degree Capricorn, you're still going through this cycle, okay? People who have really late birthday in January, you're gonna go through this cycle of Pluto. And after November, it's going to stay in the sign of Aquarius. So it will move on to the next sign. And this will change the energy, okay? From struggling, from power struggles to more certainty within yourself. Disruption, right? Because Pluto can create big cycles, disruptions, and this has been in your sign since 2008, so long time. And now it's time for you to move it on, and your intuition has been heightened with this because Pluto makes you dig into stuff, right? So very often your intuition becomes stronger. It's a time that really defined your character. Okay, Venus in the 11th house this month is gonna make you hang out with some friends. So enjoy, do something creative, have deep conversations, because Scorpio in the 11th house means that you like to have friendships that like to go into depth. You don't like to keep things on the surface level, okay? You like deep conversations and talking about something interesting. We just talk about transformation and you have transformed. So I almost feel like you need to celebrate yourself for all the accomplishments that you have gained. The troubles at work, okay, could be impacting your relationship with this square with Mars. Whoop, there's a leaf on my lap. So yeah, it could be impacting your relationship. So make sure that you talk things through, that you don't have too much emphasis on work or family, and that you kind of neglect your partner if you have a partner. If you're single, you could be feeling this frustration, like if I had a partner that could help me. Now it's time to break that cycle. When you become more independent, and I'm not saying this hyper independent people that don't need anyone, okay? It's about making you feel fulfilled and whole and complete. And then hope starts to come and you can attract the right person. Because when your heart is shining, people will be drawn to you. Like some people have this energy and they cannot explain it. Like you're just very drawn to these people because they're calm, they're in their heart, and they know what they like, what they want. and that draws people in. Okay, so that's my message for you, my amazing Capricorns. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below how this resonates with you, and I hope to see you next time. Let's move on to Aquarius. So Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. There's a lot of air. You're an air sign, and we have Libra, so it's going to make a beautiful trine with your Sun, Moon, and Rising, especially if you're a 10-degree Sun, Moon, and Rising Aquarius, because this eclipse will be at 10 degrees, and then later we have this full moon in Aries at 24 degrees. I have to say this correctly. And again, this will be in a trine with the sun, because we have the opposition, right? So the axis that is highlighted with Libra and Aries is your 3rd house, Aries, and your 9th house, Libra. So some of you are traveling overseas. You could be meeting someone from the past. This could be romantic. This could be a friend that you're gonna visit again. So you might travel to visit someone. Travel to visit siblings, okay? Visiting your siblings. There's a lot of emphasis on studying. What do you want to study? And what information is going to make you feel more balanced in life? This is really important. Then we have Jupiter in the 5th house. So reading books, writing, hobbies, any type of hobby that you have, you're going to feel more uplifted. And this is going to make you attract more people in your life, like people that romantic interest, because you love what you do and you're gonna shine that through. So that's Jupiter in the 5th house that can enhance that. Okay, also this is time for, if you want children, this is the time. If you don't want, be careful. Play music. So music can actually help you heal, vibrate, and bring in all this creative energy. Okay, be brave. Heaven is watching over you. So I don't know why, but I feel some of you have questions about afterlife and how that works. And you can put on a song, focus on that person, okay? And be brave. Like sometimes I know people wonder, but you can connect with past ones. The more open you become, the more you can connect with any part of the universe, okay? And this is so cool when you realize how much you can tune into your own intuition. And a lot of you are exploring these abilities, right? Exploring your own potential. Hey, sweetie. Portia's exploring her potential to be a jungle cat, to be an outside cat. But I love that she still wants to be around me and didn't just take off the moment we opened the doors to her freedom. Yeah, she loves spending time with us. Anyways, be brave. So no matter what is coming to you, at you, because Pluto is in your, almost in your sign, right? Because it's rounding up Capricorn. So 12th house situations, all the subconscious patterns that you've been working on, strange dreams that you've been having for the past years that you couldn't explain, were there to help you with your subconscious and with your healing, okay? And when Pluto is moving towards, so if you're an early degree Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, you will have more cycles happening to you, okay? And it's time for you to break them. But with optimism, and tuning into your intuition, because Pluto works really well with intuition, and calm, you can work with your inner power, right? You can work with your inner power. I think I have a feather in my hair. Beautiful. Living in nature is gonna bring all of that. So, safe travel. Like I said, some of you are traveling, okay? See how the universe is in alignment? I decided to grab the first card. And it's safe travel. So some of you are definitely traveling, and you're gonna have to trust more your intuition. You're not wrong. Sometimes people make you feel wrong. but you have to listen to yourself, even though the outside is not what it's presenting. Sometimes people present themselves different in the outside world than they are presenting themselves, than what they really are, okay? You can feel that in your heart if people are genuine or not, if they are genuine with what they're doing, okay? So listen to that, okay? That's gonna help you deal with Pluto. Studying siblings, okay? Like I said, you could be reconnecting with a sibling, or yeah, maybe your connection wasn't that great with Chiron in the 3rd house, but since you're growing and evolving, you might see things a little bit in a different kind of way, okay? Because you're healing. You're healing the way you communicate. You're healing your relationship with your siblings. And also, you're exploring ways to travel that maybe are different. Hey, sweetie. What is up? I'm filming. So, anyways, that's my message for you. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. But, you know, I'm a worried cat mama. So, thank you so much for watching. Let's move on to Pisces. So, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this Libra season. So, the solar eclipse, new moon solar eclipse in your 8th house. This is about your money and your finances, but mainly about finances that are from other parties. So, your partner or your the government, and you might be having your own bank account now, right? Because the South Node might cut things off. So maybe before you had everything in one bank account, and maybe now you're having one together and one separate, okay? You might work in different ways or start to make your own money, okay? Start to work for yourself. And, you know, it could also be, if you're a man, that you know, it's going to work the other way around. You're already working and your partner is going to work as well. So there will be a different arrangement on how to arrange finances. Also, it's important to check your taxes, your paperwork, and insurances around this time. And we have this full moon in the sign of Aries. So if you have more income, you could be having more clients or a little bit of a lucky break, and you need to manage your money. So invest wisely, higher education. So listen to your intuition. And also, if something is not correct when it comes to paperwork, listen to that intuition, and, you know, don't be afraid to call authorities or something to arrange stuff around this time. I know it sounds really boring, but some things are just meant in daily life. You need to figure those things out. The 8th house is also about romance, okay? And it's more about the soul integration with someone. So you might be getting to know someone more at a soul level. And because Saturn is in the 1st house, you are definitely going through this huge maturity, right? And if you're already very mature, then this is easier to deal with, right? And Saturn really makes you mature, makes you grow up, and makes you see things a different way. And this might be making you grow closer with your partner. And if you were with someone that is not at the same level, that maybe you let that person go, okay? Then you might break things off because you are elevating right now. You're looking deep into yourself, right? 8th house, cycles, looking into your cycles, looking into what you want. You want something else, Pisces, like you have a different outlook, and maybe that doesn't fit anymore with the people that you're surrounded with. Doesn't have to be necessarily a romantic partner, but we do talk about Libra. Okay, but you found it. You found this level of security within yourself. And sometimes we have to go through hard times, because Saturn does give people hard times, especially if you now have 14 degree, around 40 degrees sun, moon, and rising. It's going right over your stuff. It's going to be hard, but it's going to make your personality. It's going to make you stronger. And also, it's going to make you realize a lot of things. Because how can you look deeper within yourself when things are shaking up? And that's going to change your outlook on things. Okay, so things need to be upside down in order to be going well for you. Okay, and Venus is in the 9th house, so some of you might take a trip. You might be doing some kind of workshop, or a trip to reconnect with someone. So maybe you're reconnecting with someone from the past as well. And Jupiter in the 4th house is going to help you sell a house, buy a house. We do have Jupiter retrograde. It's not the end of the world, okay? It's not going to not sell your house, or it's just that it makes you revise things a bit longer. So recheck it and take your time selling a house. Take your time buying a house. Go through the process and make sure that everything is in order. Maybe some of you don't even want to own a house anymore, right? Because Uranus is coming so close to your 4th house. So you're like, I want to be a digital nomad, or I want to just rent and live in different places. You're going to be thinking out of the box, okay? Learning experience. You might be just wanting to experience this freedom, wanting to be free and managing things well with that freedom, okay? Because Saturn doesn't mean that you need to be like on point, but you need to manage your life well the way it is. Mother, okay? We get learning experience and mother. Well, the moon is in the 8th house, so any type of patterns could be coming in your relationship from your mother. So look into that pattern. Are the people that you attract related to how she is, or is that impacting you? Look at that. Move. You're moving forward in life. You're gonna take your own direction, and this is gonna bring you in a new, almost new dimension. Okay, so that's my message for you, my amazing Pisces. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below how this resonates with you, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye bye.